Today, I wanted to make a video of a piece of gear that I don't think gets enough love and attention these days. The tripod. Yep, nothing sexy unless you go crazy carbon fiber, and it doesn't even need a battery. But as far as essential pieces of gear in my headshot kit go, I couldn't do my job without one. If I tried, my neck, back, and shoulders would be a complete mess, and it would take me days to recover from a big job. So why use a tripod? As a headshot photographer, mainly a corporate headshot photographer, consistency and reliability is what my clients expect. I need to maintain the same look in my studio or on location at different locations, and a tripod is key for this. As a portrait photographer, getting the right expression is so important. A tripod allows me to dial in the framing and then concentrate on interacting with my subjects, basically having a conversation. Once I have a shot established, I can step to the side of the camera and continue that conversation in earnest. Corporate headshot photography does get repetitive, but to me, working with the individual is the fun part. It's really a different challenge with each person I work with, but physically, the movements are the same. As photographers, it's so easy to hunch over our camera, rolling our shoulders into our ears, and hinging way out over our feet. Ergonomically, this is a disaster. Posing isn't much better. I once photographed a physical therapist friend. She tried to make each pose more friendly to her body, and she basically gave up. A tripod will keep your posture in decent shape so you can shoot the next day, month, year, and decade. Exercise helps too. Regardless of your age, I promise that using a tripod in your headshot work will allow your body to keep shooting longer. If you're lucky enough to not be at least a little sore yet after a long day, good for you. But I promise that day will come. That's why I recommend getting into the habit of using a tripod now. Doesn't using a tripod restrict creativity? You can always take your camera off the tripod if you see a brilliant angle. But remember, for corporate headshots, it's about consistency. The consistent framing also makes batch cropping and all sorts of other edits super easy. Want an example of consistent framing? If I told you to hit the like and subscribe button, you don't have to search the page. You know where they're going to be. This allows you to offer easy feedback on the video without getting distracted, i.e. leaving YouTube and missing the ads. Kind of a weird analogy, I know, but the more I thought about it, it's not that far out there. And if you're interested in hearing more from me, you can also sign up for my email newsletter. There's a link in the description. Another place I bet you can easily find. What kind of tripod do I use? My primary studio tripod is from Faisal, originally recommended to me by Peter Hurley. It's rock solid, yet still pretty light. The key for headshots is to have a tripod with a long center column. The more range in the column, the better, so you can photograph someone that's 5 feet tall to 6.5 feet tall without having to adjust anything other than the column. You also want a ball head. This allows you to fluidly pivot the camera around as your subject poses. People move in all sorts of weird ways when posing. Sometimes they'll appear completely crooked, but a small tilt of the camera offsets this look very easily. For smaller location jobs, I also have a MePhoto travel tripod. It folds up a little smaller, but it isn't much lighter than my Faisal tripod. If I know I have a long day, I'll usually bring the Faisal, as it's just more comfortable to use for a longer stretch. As with most gear purchases, you get what you pay for. Expect to spend a few $100s for a solid option. Ideally, go to a camera store or trade show and try out a few options. Play with all the adjustments and see which feels more comfortable to you. Most tripod heads, this is where the camera actually attaches, use what's called an Arca Swiss mount. This is a universal mount that works with a variety of tripods and camera gear. I honestly can't think of much else that's as brand agnostic as an Arca Swiss plate. Can you? Let me know in the comments. You can get compatible plates from all sorts of manufacturers. I use my Tether Tools tether block and an L bracket, which is great for vertical shots. When these are on the camera, I can drop the camera on any tripod I own. In fact, I usually just leave these on the camera all the time. So, if you're a headshot photographer or an aspiring headshot photographer, I strongly recommend you work on a tripod. Your future self will thank me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.